want a war, they don't want a war with big juggernaut, big juggernaut. They don't want a war, they don't want a war with big juggernaut, big juggernaut.
This is Danny Flexen here for the Joe Joyce YouTube channel. Coming off the, well, not me, but you, coming off the best win so far of your professional career against Daniel Dubois on Saturday night. How do you feel? Have you come down yet from the elation?
Yeah, I had. I don't think I slept on the day of the fight night, which was it, Saturday. Yeah, I stayed up till like 7 a.m. in the morning. I watched Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. have their bout, and I was just buzzing. I couldn't go to sleep. I had everyone back to my room after the fight and had some celebrations, some pizza and stuff, which was really good. And then, I just couldn't sleep. I think I slept a couple of hours, and then so I'm still a bit tired. I'm still a bit aching. I slept well last night, but yeah, I'm still my muscles are still aching. I still got like some bruises on my face, but yeah, I'm good. I'm happy, in good spirits, and I watched it back, and I'm happy with my performance.
You achieved so much as an amateur. How does the feeling of winning this fight on Saturday night compare with some of the better accolades that you got as an amateur?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. It's my best win so far in the professional arena. It's just a bit of a shame that there wasn't a crowd as well, because that adds that extra element of achievement when you get all the cheers and stuff at the end. But I'm sure it's a very viewed fight. I'm sure loads of people watched me win on Saturday night. So yeah, it's a big achievement.
How much extra does it add to the satisfaction that there were people out there writing you off? And not only that, the bookies had you a fairly big underdog, which was a surprise to a lot of people in the trade.
Yeah, it's a joke. A lot of people won some money on Saturday night, so I'm happy for that. But yeah, it's quite funny being wrote off like that, and it was very satisfying to get the victory, and especially the way it did. It'd been better to knock him out, but there we go. He took that last eye shot and quit.
Well, officially, it will go in the record books as a knockout, as a KO.
Yeah.
In 10 years' time or 20 years' time, people won't remember necessarily the circumstances. We'll just assume you iced him. So
yeah, so it's great. It's my 11th knockout, my KO victory, TKO, whatever.
Do you think going in, your power specifically was underrated in some quarters? A lot of the talk was about your boxing ability and durability against his punching power and athleticism. But your power was a significant factor. Yeah,
definitely. Like people seem to forget I can punch and knock people out as well. And everyone always thought Dubois early or me late. And I guess that is kind of what happened. It was me quite late. I was aiming for round 7, to be honest, but because of surviving like the early onslaughts, I think in the third round he chucked everything in the kitchen sink, caught me with a couple of shots, and then I just trying to keep offline and move around the ring and keep him off balance, and I was landing that jab at will. And it was from there that I was feeling right into the fight, and I was staying away from the danger zone because I thought if I put some combinations together, I was likely to get caught back with counters. So I was being very careful and used my boxing skill to win the fight.
Yeah, Ismail Salas at the last minute wasn't able to be in your corner because of the COVID-19 test. How did that affect you, if at all? And just a comment on Steve Broughton and the other guys in the corner and how they stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, my team was very strong, and it's a shame Salas couldn't be there to give his, his finesse. But ratings for Steve. Steve is a great coach, and he was the one who was training me all throughout the camp. See, Salas came. I think it was in October for the month, and he did like some vital pieces to the puzzle, which and we formed a game plan and working alongside Stephen was great, and we worked as a team basically, because they were talking over the phone, over FaceTime and stuff. So like that, all the coaches, Greg Stallard and also Cameron Goff, they're all in a group together, organising my sparring and my training and how I'm doing, etc. So it's all managed very well, and see Adam and Sam, great management as well. So my team's really strong, and it was a shame that Salas wasn't able to be in my corner for the fight, but like his spirit was, and what he taught me to, going in there, I worked with my skill to get the job done.
And you said that he devised the game plan, which everyone watched, worked to great effect on Saturday night. What, in your own words, specifically was the game plan? What were the main what was the main structure of it?
Oh yeah, take away his jab, slip and avoid the punches that he's throwing, and keep going to my right to stay away from his right hand, and then try to keep it either long range or mid range, but try like I know you can't work short range as well, so maybe like tie him up, or there was some other combinations that I could have used that what was part of the game plan, but I felt that it was like risky to try and throw them punches, because it would end up being in trading ground, punch distance, because and I thought the jab was working. It's very basic, but it was a very accurate jab, and it was just busted up his face. So that's what it wasn't going his way, and that's how he couldn't take it anymore, and which is just as well, because I think he broke his eye socket. So he's young and he can come again.
It seemed to me, and obviously I'm not in there, but it seemed that very similar in tactics to Tyson Fury's second fight with Wilder, in that you took on a noted puncher and forced him onto the back foot early on, and kind of feinted quite a lot as well to encourage him to throw, and just made him work at a pace he wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah, I did a lot of feints and head movement, footwork, and also like with a jab, I established my range, and also to like mess up his timing and to stop him coming forward at me, because he was going to get a massive jab in his face for his trouble.
He got several massive jabs in his face. 10 and a bit rounds, or 9 and a bit rounds. Sorry, that it lasted. That jab proved to be hugely pivotal in how the fight went, but so did forcing him onto the back foot. Is that something you talked about in the build-up, that he never... Because I know a lot of people said he never had to overcome adversity. That was a big theme. But also, he never really had to fight off the back foot.
Yeah, it takes that. You have to... As I think Sam was saying, that he hasn't really had like that middle fight, and that's when you kind of learn those hard fights, like the Brian Jennings fight that I had, that really sets you up for the bigger fight. So it wasn't arguably ready for me, but then that's not what everyone else seems to think. They think he was going to blast me out there in a couple of rounds.
Your defence seems to have adapted over time. You've always had a good chin. You've always been able to get in there and trade and had confidence in your chin, but you seem to slip and ride the shots, turn your cheek at the last moment a lot more than you used to. Is that fair? Yeah,
that's I'm improving all the time as a boxer, and incorporating the techniques that I've been learning, and growing as a fighter. I would just like to say before that, I also, a part of my game plan was to to keep center of the ring and don't end up on the ropes, because if I what I noticed in a lot of his fights is when he gets to the rope, that he starts unloading with like a salvo of punches. So I didn't want to be there. So that was part of the game plan, to keep using my footwork, slip and come round to the center.
Yeah, I thought your footwork was excellent. Like, you were making him work without throwing too many shots, so there was no danger of you gassing out yourself, but you were forcing him to fight at a very uncomfortable pace.
Definitely. And that jab, you don't know, with the feints and that, you don't know when it's coming, so it disrupts the opponent's movement.
Yeah, it was a very well thought out game plan, but obviously you still have to go out there and execute it. And especially without the man who devised it in your corner, you were still able to stick to it. That shows great concentration, I think.
Yeah, and also, I'm experience. I've got the experience and the good team behind me to back things up. Also, Jimmy Tibbs in the corner, who's been in many title fights, and he's like, a knowledgeable man to have in the corner as well. He's giving advice.
And what will the future be in terms of the corner? Is Salas still going to be the main man? Obviously, this was a one-off, COVID-19. We've got a vaccine now. It's not going to continue forever. Will he still be your head trainer going forward?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to do my camps in Vegas still, if I can. But then Steve is also a great coach too, and I guess we can, depending on the fight, continue. I don't know, but yeah, I've definitely got some good people in my corner that I can work with.
Looking to the future as well, immediately after the fight, you talked about USYK, which, if you take Daniel's WBO ranking, which we would expect, he will be next in line if Joshua, of course, vacates that WBO title. Do you feel, because this is a point I've made a couple of times over this weekend, and you may or may not agree, do you feel Joshua may be a better style match for you than USYK?
Possibly. Like, he's not a southpaw, he's orthodox, and he's got that upright, quite European style. But yeah, he's the thing is with Usyk, I know I won't be. I don't think he's got the power to knock me out, so it will just be a boxing match and about skill. Whereas Joshua, he's very powerful, and that's more likely. But Usyk's definitely got the better boxing skills, and it's more tricky being a southpaw.
And Joshua, you've obviously got the experience as well of all those sparring sessions in the past. That's got to be. I mean, that's an advantage for both of you in a way, I suppose. But you've arguably improved more since then than him. Yeah,
but I need to get a world title. Like, if I can fight Usyk for the WBO belt, then I can start with that and hopefully aim to unify the titles against either Joshua or Tyson Fury, whoever wins that fight. But I'm sure they'll probably be tied up for like 1 or 2 fights anyway, or 3 fights. So you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, the first belt that in my immediate future is Usyk for the WBO.
How long will you give yourself now before you head back into the gym and start working again? How long do you get off?
Well, I'm going to go on holiday probably tomorrow, and then I'll be just ticking over till I have a new date, I guess. I'll be in the gym anyway, keeping fit, trying to keep my abs going.
Yeah, I think everyone was very impressed with the aesthetics of your new physique. So yeah, do it for as long as you can. Where are you going on holiday?
Huh?
Where are you going?
Probably go to Dubai.
Nice.
Yeah.
Proper celebration. All right. Well, really appreciate you joining us for your YouTube channel. I'm sure a lot of people watching this are delighted to see you win. You would hope your subscribers are big fans, so they will be elated almost as much as you are.
Yeah.
Very best of luck going forward.
Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah. They don't want a war, they don't want a war with big juggernaut, big juggernaut. They don't want a war, they don't want a war with big juggernaut, big juggernaut. They don't want a war, they don't want a war with big juggernaut, big juggernaut. They don't want a war, they don't want a war with big juggernaut, big juggernaut.